The budget casts a positive, optimistic outlook, and we look forward to that growth. 6% since 2016, that is fantastic. But the private sector has been struggling with domestic arrears, and we welcome the PSST's revelation today that is now going to settle court awards this year. Otherwise, not every business person who has supplied government is in court. They too should be paid, so we look forward to that. The other one that we welcome big time is patient capital. We've been rooting for this in every room with Ministry of Finance, and we are happy that they have listened to us. They are recapitalizing UDB as well as approving credit lines, a total of over 1 trillion shillings. That is welcome, because business people, it takes a long time for manufacturing, for example, to break even. The other one that we welcome big time also is the funding to missions around the world. We've been commendably engaging with government as partners on integration of markets, on penetration of markets. Why? Because our work at PSFU is research-led. We commissioned an investigation into utilization capacity and the cost drivers of the manufacturing plants. So at 54.4% utilization capacity means you have so much redundancy. And research revealed, that investigation revealed that the highest reason is ineffective demand. So when you have these economic missions meeting and having us in these rooms engaged in bilateral relations to resolve non-tariff barriers, it means that our products, made in Uganda products, can finally get to these markets unimpeded. We welcome the revitalized cooperation with Kenya. You saw the heads of state, His Excellency the President, witnessing the signing of a cooperation agreement, and agreed that there shall be no more non-tariff barriers. Of course, they also directed their technical people and the ministers to expeditiously handle the remaining pending issues. So we are waiting for that. We welcome the joint monitoring mechanism so that, Ugandans, East Africans can trade and move, export services unimpeded. As a result, because of our good corporate governance, we have several partners around the world, including government, who partner with us. For example, now we are co-implementing with government the GROW project aimed at scaling women's businesses. It is the biggest women's project to have ever been funded in Sub-Saharan Africa, $217 million. That is big. So already private sector foundation has moved very fast with the Ministry of Gender to sign MOUs with Uganda Industrial Research Institute to train women to incubate businesses, making soap, adding value to mushrooms. But also the borrowing rate for women in business was capped at 10%, and that is very, very good. But we understand that women, youth need hand-holding to penetrate these regional markets, to penetrate the African continental free trade area. Without standards, you cannot phytosanitary standards. So we have also signed an MOU with Uganda National Bureau of Standards to certify businesses owned by SMEs, and also to ensure that more businesses can be, formalized. The other project is MasterCard Foundation. MasterCard, through the lead firm structure over the last 3 years, has enabled the certification of over 500 products belonging to over 200 SMEs in this country. We are engaged in getting our entrepreneurs to to the hosting communities of the refugees. You know very well that our country is very welcoming. Our open door policy to refugees has been, lauded by the UN as the best around the world. But they are also a big market. While we may feel the impact as hosting communities around these refugees, we support in trying to sell their commodities to this community, as we also open opportunities to the refugees to get involved in production and other things. So we are that intentional, together with other partners, helping on business development services and readying businesses for export. So we are also leading on corporate governance, so that when a business borrows from a bank, you really ensure that you stick to your business plan. Do not borrow and buy a car. Do not borrow and buy a house. If you're borrowing for a factory, make sure that this instrument, this solution you're being given is put to that. For us, our biggest challenge has been on markets. So the moment these non-tariff barriers are resolved, we were in Dar es Salaam recently, where we presented a matrix of issues to the government of Tanzania and that of Uganda. And we agreed, and they issued a declaration that all non-tariff barriers are going to be resolved. Kenya has resolved. The challenge has always been a state or unilaterally closing borders to our products, so closing borders to the movement of people. So with the East African community now, walk to the impact of those NTBs on businesses and agreeing to say that they are going to now fully implement the customs union and common market protocol, we are game. So the future is optimistic. Two, we look forward to seeing better execution of projects.